It's time. I want to do a quick first pass, a quick review of the legacies of the Age of Darkness, the Imperialist Militia. Now, this came up in a stream earlier this week, and it got me very, very, very excited because I was looking through it, and it was just for the first time it made me very interested in Horus Heresy. Very interested. So for those that don't know what this is, it's basically a free PDF. So anyone can go and download it right now from Warhammer community. If you go to the Horus Heresy, downloads, Legacy of Darkness, it's right there, Imperialist Militia. It's basically, do you want to use your Imperial Guard army in Horus Heresy? There's a few things you can't use, like Chimeras aren't available, for example. Tauroxes aren't available.
Forward, you dogs, to victory!
Do you want to use do you basically want to take your Imperial Guard army and put it into Horus Heresy? That's it. And honestly, we're coming to the final year of like 10th edition. Honestly, I'm kind of saying yeah to that. I'm kind of saying yeah. So I thought what we'd do is we would have a quick glance through page by page, first impressions of what this is. And because I found it very interesting, and I know that other people find it interesting, but also I'm trying to be more positive. I know that recently I've been in somewhat a bit of a funk, and I'm trying to be more positive. And so I'm not looking at this through the lens of, screw you guys, I'm going to play Heresy. I'm looking through this the lens of, I still like 40k. I still like the Imperial Guard. I really like this. Don't get me wrong. But you guys know I love a good palette cleanser. And if I can take my extensive Imperial Guard collection, low-key flex, and basically to transplant it straight into 30k, and even if I never win a game, I can basically, all I have to worry about is learning the core rules. And learn the core rules. I don't have to learn too much because guard is guard at the end of the day. Learn the core rules, have a rough idea of how my units work. Then I'll do that, and I will happily play Imperial Militia. I will happily become the Imperial Militia guy as a bit of a palette cleanser. Sure. I think it's important to note that a lot of people will say, well, what's the difference between these guys and like Solar Auxilia? Solar Auxilia, they've got like their own book and everything. So you've got to go and like get a codex, whereas these rules are free. And Solar Auxilia, the best way of thinking about them is they're closer to being stormtroopers. They're closer to being scions than they are to being guardsmen. Whereas the Imperialist Militia represents your basic human soldiers, your basic planetary defense force style thing in Horus Heresy. So the Solar Auxilia are more elite. The Imperialist Militia are very much standard human soldiers. The lore around it is basically when in the Great Crusade, when the Imperium turned up to a planet, brought it into compliance, the Great Crusade with all the Space Marines would continue on, but they wouldn't want to like leave a portion of like the Crusade, like a significant portion of the Crusade behind to garrison the world. So they would put in an Imperial Overseer essentially, and the Imperial Overseer would essentially raise a militia, raise his own garrison force, and it would be the job of this Overseer to make sure the planet didn't go rogue again. So yeah, that's why I mean they're not elite in any way, shape, or form. And then obviously when the heresy kicked off, the many of these planets found themselves on the front lines. Either the Imperial Overseers thought they could see the way the wind was turning, and they sided with the War Master, and they were like, yeah, fucking No dramas. I'll sign allegiance to Horus, not a problem. He's going to be the new emperor anyway. Or, in the case of many worlds, they held out, and they tried to, hold out against the heretics. Many of them didn't. Most of them fucking died. But the point is that many of them tried to do their bit, and some of them were turncoats. They're also like the Imperial Army. Yeah, exactly. So it's just it's classic Imperial. But here's the thing: it's classic Imperial Guard. And one of the things that I've seen when looking through these rules, if you want to get excited about them, is it says that the planets that the Imperialist militia come from are all very different. So if you want to create, you can very, very much handcraft your dudes, which you don't want to collect Cadians, you don't want to collect Krieg, you don't want to collect fucking Catachans, you want to collect the Mordians. You want to collect your dudes. You want to collect your very own bespoke regiment, the Bum Picker 9000th Rifle Regiment, or something a bit more serious. You can do that. It's so I've had a quick glance through it once, and I am very much vaguely aware of what Imperialist Militia is, but this will be my first time going through it in any kind of detail. Yeah. Any kind of detail. So let's take a look at this. So the Imperialist Militia. This PDF supplements the armies found in the various Warhammer, the Horus, Heresy, Liber army books, allowing players to include a new faction in their battles. Within is a full army list that can be used to select a complete army, including a number of units that are available only to armies with either loyalist or traitor allegiance. This PDF is not a standalone product. Bollocks, it basically is. In order to make full use of the rules, provide a copy of Warhammer the Horus Heresy Age of Darkness and one of either Warhammer the Horus Heresy Liber Hereticus or Liber Astartes or Warhammer the Horus Heresy Liber Imperium is required. I mean, you can get 90% of what you need from this. Yeah. Core and expand armies profiles. I'm not worried about any of that. Okay. So you got the lore here. You got the lore. So this is what I was talking about before, about how once they've been brought into compliance, an Imperial commander will be put in charge and he will have to raise the Imperialist militia. And they would also provide auxiliary. Not only would they be a garrison force, but compliant worlds would also provide auxiliaries for the main crusade. It's a little bit like how, with the Romans, you had the main Roman legions made of like Roman citizens. And then you ended up having like auxiliaries from the conquered territories. Yeah. Other than their disconnection from the world which gave them birth, there was in effect very little distinguishes Imperialist auxiliary units from better armed or more culturally warlike divisions of the militias. Distinctions between the two often blurred, particularly in times of emergency when local Imperialist militias were called up to bolster the front line, swell an invasion army, or form a sector-wide defence against a specific threat. Such was the case at the muster of Karl, where numerous Imperialist militia regiments from the 500 worlds of Ultramar served as the core reserve for the huge army being raised to attack the orcs at Gazlaka. Why isn't there orcs in fucking Heresy, man? Come on. Why isn't there fucking orcs in Horus Heresy? And just a regiment at the same time were also attendants in retinue of the word bearers, but these concealed their degeneration into what amounted to little more than armed warp cults, subordinate to the legion's occult designs. There's loads of look at all the lore, man. It's so good. The Imperialist militia is not a coherent, galaxy-spanning organization by any means, and in second times of great emergency is not subject to the chains of command of the Exertus Imperialis. Rather, each is a colonial defense force raised from a planet's own populace, and its commander-in-chief is the imperial commander of the world it defends. Some are ancient martial classes with their roots in the Age of Strife, while others are irregular levies activated only in the direst need. And in most cases, the template and command structure and hierarchy imposed by the Imperium's Principia Militaris is adhered to only in its generality. So you basically, Make them your dudes. Make them your dudes. Yeah. Just as varied as the standards of equipment and pattern of accoutrement of individual imperialist militia regiments. Some wear gaudy dress uniforms, other burnished plush chainmail, others furs and hides, while some few might be clad in advanced armor such as local pattern semi-powered carapace. Oh. All as dictated by the culture, environment, and technology base of the homeworld. And so also the diversity of the weapons within a minimum standard issue from the Principal Command. Oh, it's so cool. Oh, it's so cool, man. In theory, at least, Imperial military armies were irregular in nature. Each member, first and foremost, a subject of their world, only called to arms in times of emergency. For many worlds with large populations require standing armies simply to maintain civil order, as well as deal with any outside threat. In practice, many Imperial militia forces consist of a core of professional soldiery, supplemented by an influx of men and women called up to serve a period of under arms as needed, after which they return to their previous lives. That's so cool! That's so cool. That's so like in line with like what happens in real life. That's so cool, man. That's what I've been saying. Like, if you go, that's what I've been. It's conscripts, man. It's conscripts. So cool. The idea that you have like your hardened core of professional soldiers, and then like your basically guys that have done like national service or something get called up. So cool. So cool, man. The core professional commissioned language officers of the Imperial Military are usually career soldiers, even on worlds that are strongly martial culture. And in many cases, these are often older Imperial Army veterans retired from the Great Crusade into a position where their skills and experience may still serve the Imperium. Oh, man. Chat, what have you done? Ishmael, what have you done, man? This bit right here is so cool to me. It's so fucking cool to me. Yeah. It feels like this is one thing that I think 40k has lost a little bit with maybe not lost is the wrong term. I think the best way of looking at it is actually saying moved on from, because that game is constantly evolving and moving forward and stuff. The Guard is meant to be quite relatable. One of the reasons why the Guard is one of the most popular factions, and why people, even when they're bad, love the faction so much, and why they've got like such almost like a cult following. I know I include myself in that cult, is because in a universe of superhumans and super aliens and things beyond comprehension, there's an army there that you can really like relate to. And the Guards kind of moved on from that when like when you think about it, the only 3 regiments that are available are Cadians, who are like the best of the best of the best of the best of the best. Do you know what I mean? Like Cadians are like the perfect best soldiers. Some people would say, a lot of Greek people are like, well, hang on. Cadians were often considered the pinnacle of the Imperial Guard. So you've got like Cadians who are, the best of the best of the best. Then you've got Kriegers who are fucking psychotic. And then you've got Katachans, which are an army of Rambo. And realistically, no one is going to really see themselves in any of those armies. But, the idea of having like, your dudes, I think is very important to the Guard. I think it's something that has been moved away from slightly. Whether GW means to have done that or not, but with them pursuing their policies, if it's not in the box, we're not interested kind of thing. And it's so cool to see this like just front and center. It's just front and fucking center. Oh, yeah. Chazzy, how do you feel about fielding 900 guardsmen? Don't tempt me, man. I've got 100. I've got 900 guardsmen. Easily. Easily, man. You know what? I'm actually enjoying the lore side of it. Like, I was gonna like breeze past all the lore, but I'm actually quite I'm marinating in it. You know, this is the thing. This is what's so good about lore. This is the thing about lore. If it's good, you want to keep reading it. The darker side of this coin was the indenture of prisoners, recidivists, and those considered to be members of abhumanity. Mutations below the standard of the accepted human norm, but not so debased as to warrant immediate extermination. These forces often served the imperialist militia entirely unwillingly, their control guaranteed by cadres of veteran discipline masters, and the ruthless application of lethal sanction and chemical inducement where needed. In almost all cases, imperialist militia supply lines are limited to their own world, and barring an initial bequest of equipment during their founding, it is unusual for them to be regularly equipped by off-world sources unless the imperial commander is prepared to negotiate supply contracts with nearby forge worlds or other centers of industry. Given the widely divergent technology levels of worlds across the Imperium, it is impossible to standardize the supply of imperialist militia forces, necessitating local manufacturing provision in the vast majority of cases. When it comes to heavy vehicles and armor, however, most imperialist militia are equipped from the Imperium strategic reserves, as very few worlds are capable of manufacturing such fearsome engines of war as the Lehman Russ battle tank or the Baneblade super heavy tank. Thus, it is not uncommon to see a tribal warrior in war paint and animal skins manning the command cupola of a Baneblade. Such is the diversity and span of the Imperium. This is Ugg Ugg. Up until this point, he thought that fire was a pretty nifty trick. Ugg Ugg is now in command of a Baneblade super heavy battle tank. It's a little silly. It's a little silly, but oh. Yeah. Rag, get on that 50. It's mine. But the thing is, it's not like that. It's important to know that it's not the normal. That's not normal. Like, it's just saying the point of this bit here is like, look, if you want a bunch of feudal people essentially driving tanks, you can do. And if you want a bunch of hyper high-tech, like gene-enhanced motherfuckers with all like fucking big cone heads, that's okay as well. Yeah. The Imperium split asunder. With the coming of the Horus Heresy, the Imperialist militia was split in its loyalties. One thing, it's important to note that this is talking about the defense forces, but as it said here, like, they absolutely can be called up. They absolutely can be used to called up to go on the offensive as well. So they're not just limited to protecting worlds. They often forces from the imperialist militia will be, you know, they'll be tithed like a compliant world. You know, if you've been brought into compliance, and then the Imperium's like, okay, well, we lost like 1 million men taking your planet, so you need to provide replacements for that 1 million. We're going to give you like fucking 6 months to get them trained up. Here's a core of Imperial Army veterans to get the job done. Then they'll do that, and then those 1 million men will go off and serve in the Great Crusade, many of which never to return, if not all of them. Some of them won't, some of them will. So some of them get tithed to help the main force. Some are brought together from all around. They don't all just serve on their own world. Some of them are brought onto other worlds to help defend that from like a sector-wide defense, like it said. If there's like a local attack that's happening, that can often be the reserve of manpower can often be done by the Imperialist militia. So there's loads of scope for this being like purely a defense force, purely a force that's on the attack, or everything in between. Yeah, it's really cool. With the coming of the Horus Heresy, the Imperial Militia was split in its loyalties, as with every other division of the Imperium's armed forces. When the War Master's betrayal was revealed, so too was that of countless planetary commanders, forcing those not sharing their master's conspiracy to choose whether to follow or oppose them. Many militias were brutally purged in the opening months of the heresy, and officers who could not be trusted to follow orders replaced, while on many worlds where loyalty was divided, open civil war erupted. So you can actually have like militia versus militia games as well. That's cool. Open civil war erupted, internecine strife that would in some places last out the length of the Horus Heresy and into the years of the scarring until it was resolved. That's mad. Like, you side with the traitors lose, but you might not even know that the traitors have lost because you're just fighting over this fucking world. Yeah, crazy. Nor was this phenomenon limited to traitor worlds, for the betrayal was greeted with such shock that a wavefront of paranoia spread out across the Imperium unevenly, as word after word was gripped by the horror of what had occurred at Isfahan III. Or, in some more local outbreak of open conflict was revealed to the population, who feared it might be visited upon them too. As battle lines were drawn and leadership determined, the Imperium's worlds looked to raise more armies, either to defend themselves from the oncoming hosts of the War Master or to take up arms alongside them. Initially, entire planet defense militias were swept up on both sides in unprecedented numbers, both in the War Master's campaign of dark compliance and in Dawn and Malkador's desperate response to the imminent threat of the invasion of the Sol system. Yeah, like imagine being like every single compliant world just being like, look, you need to send everyone that you have. We don't care. We need to strip your defenses to the bone, and all of these soldiers are coming to defend the Sol system. Like, yeah, congratulations. We're taking you all to see the cradle of humanity. Unfortunately, you're not going to see it at its best. In the force of the traitor, many military regiments soon discovered that they were ranked the lowest of all the War Master servants, and the lives of billions were callously spent as disposable cannon fodder. Only the most ambitious and determined warriors survived such battles, and soon the traitor armies were served by a host of bloodthirsty helot soldiers, who in many cases worshipped their legions, Astartes, masters as demigods. Others were infected en masse with warp worshipping cult beliefs by their masters, particularly where the word bearers were concerned, succumbing irrevocably to mutation and insanity. The Loyalists, too, were soon mobilizing the Imperialist militia to oppose the War Master's betrayal. In particular, across those sectors along the route Horus would take from Isfahan to Terra, entire worlds were often stripped of their defense forces. Multitudinous hosts of ill-prepared but determined soldiers fed into the inexorable grind of war, so that the War Master's advance might be slowed as Terra prepared for the inevitable final confrontation. Throughout the so-called Age of Darkness, mortal warriors from countless worlds fought in the shadow of the mighty legions of Astartes, often unseen, invariably unheralded. The actions of the loyalist Imperialist militia were rarely recorded or celebrated, while those of the traitors must remain unspoken. Though the Horus Heresy was undoubtedly the war of brother against brother, that war was fought for mastery of the entire human race, and no people and no world would survive it untouched. Oh, shit, man. Shit, man. Like, because that, when you think about it, everyone says it's funny, right? Everyone says that Horus Heresy is Space Marines versus Space Marines. Like, that's the general like consensus, right? It's Space Marines versus Space Marines. But when you think about it, the number one, like, the vast majority of the fighting or the people dying at the very least will have been done by the humans. It's the humanity first game. I'm just going to throw it out there. Horus Heresy is it's not the Space Marine game. It should be the Imperial Guard game. I'm just saying. Tell me I'm wrong. You can't. Not possible. Here we go. So there's a whole bunch of stuff here. The following comprises a full listing of the Warriors of Warship, the Imperialist Militia, the diverse standing forces that stood guard on the conquered worlds of the Imperium, which were often drafted en masse. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Designer's note: assembling an Imperialist militia army. Given the vast number of worlds contained within the Imperium, no two Imperialist militia armies look the same, the panoply of each dictated by the culture and tactics of the planet it was drawn from. The Citadel miniatures and Forge World Raiders offer a multitude of options for which you can construct your army, combining parts to create your personalized force. Further tailoring and conversion potential can be achieved through the provenance system as described on page 9. The sole caveat is to ensure that all models are clearly equipped with the weapons and relevant war gear stated in their profile. For more complex conversions, always inform your opponent before the battle so both players are clear. Apart from that, the only real limitation with Imperial Militia is your own imagination. Fuck, man. But I know, dude, guys, I never realized. Oh my god. Oh, I'm getting an uncomfortable feeling in my trousers. When was the last time you saw Games Workshop say, kit bash, boys? Kit bash, kit bash, kit bash. Use whatever kits you want. You know when it's funny? It's funny. It's Old Hammer. It's Old Hammer. Thank you, Stephen Bonner. Thank you, half an hour. Have a look at it. Yeah. I'll have a look at it. The Warforge. So now I have an idea for deep sea diver / Bioshock Team Militia Force. Let's paint them Night Lords too. Do it, man. Do it. Oh. Has the soul of 40k been found in Horus Heresy? I think so. I think so. This is where all the flavor went. This is where all the flavor went. You know what's interesting? This has been out for like 2 years, and when it got first announced, I kind of dismissed it. I'll hold my hands up. I kind of dismissed it, and the reason that I kind of dismissed it was because I was like, well, why would I collect Imperialist Militia for Horus Heresy? Everything, because I had granular points over in 40k. I had custom regiment traits over in 40k. Think about it. When Imperialist Militia came out, it was probably in like 8th edition or 9th edition, maybe. And I had my old 8th edition codex that served through most of 9th. And if you look at that codex, it had everything that I wanted in it. It had guard units, it had conscripts, it had guardsmen, it had conscripts, it had named characters, it had custom regiment traits, it had defined traits for some of the regiments of renown. Like that's like that was like what. So I didn't need. So I wasn't interested in Imperialist Militia. I dismissed it because 40k was scratching all of my itches at the time. But now I look and it's like there's no Mordians anymore. There's no a Steel Legion anymore. Steel Legion aren't even on Armageddon anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's like there's no granular points or anything like that. And then I just look over at this and I'm like, perhaps I treated you too harshly. Yeah. Yeah. So we've gone through the lore, which is very, very cool. Now let's go through the rules. The Imperialist Militia Army List. The Imperialist Militia Army List and allies in the darkness. When determining allies, attachments selected from the Imperialist Militia Army List use the Imperial Army line on the Allies version of Darkness chart. Her attachments with the Kinfolk, Helots, Abhu, and Muster, or in conscript province, must instead be classed as distrusted allies. Okay. I'm not really planning on using any allies, so that doesn't really affect me. But, okay, that's fine. Attachments selected from the Legio Custodes, I must class all attachments selected from Imperialist Militia list by the Emperor's command instead. Okay, fair enough. So, basically, you can take them as good allies unless you start taking, like, some mad shit, and then they're considered to be the more mad, or depending on the other faction, the allies become a bit more tenuous. Yeah. Okay, I'm not really planning on using any allies because I like to keep armies pure, but it's cool to see. Okay, the militia. Let's zoom in a bit here, shall we? The militia unit subtype. With limited military training or experience, few militia forces were truly prepared for the horrors of the Horus Heresy. Those units committed to the war for the Imperium would be forced to rely on sheer numbers to carry the day, sending wave after wave of ill-prepared and undercooked warriors to their deaths in order to hold back the foe.
When it comes to fighting crime,
That sounds like my jam!
only one man keeping the streets safe.
That sounds like my jam! Okay. A unit includes... The following rules apply to all models with the militia subtype. A unit that includes models with the militia subtype may only attempt to regroup if that unit includes at least half of the models that it included at the beginning of the battle, not including any models that have joined the unit during play. If more than half its models have been removed as casualties, then it may not regroup and must continue to fall back until it leaves play. So basically, if you take 50% casualties and then you break, you keep running. A unit that includes any models with militia subtype that is falling back and is successfully charged by an enemy is automatically moved from players' casualties with no leadership tests being made or dice rolled. Why do I get the feeling that this is going to be one of these factions that all of my special rules fuck me? Why am I getting that distinct feeling? That distinct fucking feeling. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. You are correct. God damn it. A unit that includes any models that have the militia subtype but are not the monstrous or mechanized unit subtypes that is locked to combat and then successfully charged by an additional enemy unit must make an immediate morale check. Once the charge has been resolved and as part of the charge subphase, if this check is failed, the militia unit must fall back as if it had lost combat, with any enemy units able to declare sweeping advances only if they are not locked in combat with any other units. Once the fallback and advances are resolved, the fight subphase continues normal. So if I get charged by multiple units, I automatically fall back. I won't be taking... Chansey, catch you later, man. I won't be taking either of those things. Don't worry. Oh. Oh. So... Okay, so basically, I can take being charged mano a mano, but I can't take being charged mano a mano. The third line unit subtype. Those military forces that could field heavy armor in any quantity may do with older designs and marks that were no longer in active service, or with cast off or damaged units no longer fit for frontline combat. The only consolation for such commanders was that the arsenals of many worlds held large numbers of forgotten war machines, left to moulder and rust as war raged across the Imperium. It's fucking Soviet storage yards. What the fuck, man? It's literally fucking Soviet storage yards. The following rules apply to all models with the militia subtype. When an armor penetration roll would inflict a glancing hit on a model with this unit subtype, instead it inflicts a penetrating hit. So if you damage me, you're rolling on that vehicle damage chart one way or another. Yeah. An enemy player may never score victory points for this destruction with the destruction model with this unit subtype. This includes models with the unit subtype that are selected as Laws of War. So you can kill a Baneblade and get no points for it? That's mad. Mechanized unit subtype. Some armored combat units lack the bulk of true combat vehicles and operate as light attack or scout platforms. These units mirror the agility of infantry units but boast the endurance that only a machine can demonstrate. The following rules apply to all models with the mechanized unit subtype. Successful wounds caused by attacks with the Poisoned X or Fleshbang special rule must be re-rolled against models of the mechanized unit subtype. Okay. Failed to wound rolls made for weapons with the Armorbane X special rule and unit, and against me that includes any models with this unit type must be re-rolled. Failed to wound rolls made for weapons with the Armorbane X special rule, and against a unit with that includes any models with this rule. Okay, so Armorbane gets to try. So that's good. That's bad. That fucks you. are correct. Asuberis are horrible, like legitimately the worst. Oh my god. A model with the mechanized unit subtype may attack with all weapons it has, making a shooting attack, including as part of a reaction. That's good. That's good. A model with the mechanized unit subtype may attack with heavy and AUS weapons while counting as stationary, even if it has moved in the preceding movement phase, and may declare charges as normal regardless of any shooting attacks made in the same turn. That's good. A model with the mechanized unit subtype is affected by the haywire detonation and battle Smith expert rules as if it had the dreadnought unit type. I don't know if that's good or bad. Chat will have to tell me. No model that does not also have the mechanized unit subtype may join you that includes one of the models with the mechanized unit subtype. Okay. So, I mean, it really sounds like they're trying to make you go down a more mechanized route, but we'll see, I suppose. Sentinels are solid. Okay, so my infantry is trash. My tanks are trash. But my sentinels are good. All right. My cargo 8s are good. Maybe? Maybe? Okay. Okay. All right. Let's have a look at... No enhancements here. We got Warlord traits. Okay, let's see what we've got here. So, for those of you that are not familiar with Warlord traits, don't know exactly how they work in Heresy, but back in old 40k, you know how you select a Warlord for your army now, but it doesn't do anything? Back in the day, you used to select a Warlord for your army, and only that unit could get an enhancement. So, and some units came with predetermined enhancements like special characters. So so Warlord traits are basically enhancements, but a bit more limited in how many you can take. So Ruthless Tyrant. The commander is a dark-hearted tyrant, either from a line whose bloody rule has persisted for generations, or who has risen to the position through iron-fisted ruthlessness and ambition. The commander might be hated, but they are always obeyed. A warlord with his warlock trait gains Fear 1 special rule, which affects all friendly models as well as enemy models. However, should any friendly that is under the effect of this model's Fear special rule and under the control of the player whose warlord has this trait be forced to fall back during the movement phase or shooting phase, then the controlling player may instead remove D6 models or a single model with the monitored unit subtype from that unit as casualties. These casualties are chosen by the unit's controlling player, and no saving throws or damage mitigation rolls of any kind will be taken for them. If this option is used, then the unit does not fall back, but instead remains in place without further effect. In addition, an army whose warlord has this trait may make additional reaction during their opponent's assault phase, as long as the warlord has not been removed as a casualty. That's really good. Like, if you take Ruthless Tyrant, that actually does basically solve a lot of the militia stuff, right? Yeah. Because in militia, if your units start falling back, they're kind of fucked. But with Ruthless Tyrant, you can just be like, well, how about you don't fall back? How about that one? How about you don't fucking fall back and you stay in there? Yeah, interesting. Interesting. Limited range, but very strong. Yeah. I mean, what is fear? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Fear. All enemy models within 12 inches of them. Oh, fucking hell. All enemy models within 12 inches of the model with the special rule must reduce their leadership by the value in brackets after special rule when taking any morale checks, regroup, or pinning tests. For example, a unit with special rule Fear 2 reduce the leadership of all enemy models within 12 inches by 2. Enemies that are locked in combat are only affected by this modifier if they're locked in combat with the unit that causes fear. Okay. So,
When it comes to fighting crime, There's only one man
That's
keeping
fine.
the streets safe. While keeping
I'll be scared.
He's in the walls.
I'll be scared, but I'm not falling back. Ah, hang on. Hang on. No, it doesn't help you. It only helps you during the movement phase or shooting phase. So if your units get like charged, they're still fucked. Yeah, okay. It's strong, but it's not insane. Merchant Princeling. Having ascended to a high noble rank, the commander regards the Imperialist militia as an extension of the household's glory and has expended personal wealth on the most favoured warriors under their command. All of the weapons possessed by a warlord with this trait gain the Master Crafted special rule. That's cool. Before any models are placed on the battlefield as part of deployment, the controlling player's warlord may select a single unit under their control, designated as the Lifeguard unit. That's so cool. That kind of reminds me of the third Gaunt's Ghost book. They've all got like Lifeguard and Bodyguards. The Lifeguard unit must be composed entirely of models with the Militia unit subtype, and all models in the Lifeguard unit gain the Heavy unit subtype if they did not already have it, and may re-roll all failed to hit rolls of 1 made in any phase or as part of any reaction. The Warlord with the trait must be deployed as part of that Lifeguard unit and may not voluntarily leave that unit during play. In addition, any army whose Warlord has this trait may make an additional reaction during their opponent's assault phase, as long as the Warlord has not been removed as a casualty. That's really cool. I like that one. Very... Yeah. Like, you actually have a unit which is your Warlord's personal bodyguards. That's mad. That's actually so cool. Beloved of the people. So you can either be a ruthless tyrant or beloved of the people. Whether earned through personal example or through inheriting a forebear's legacy, the commander's name is beloved by all their subjects. Should they fall, they will be avenged. If during any player's turn a model with this warlord trait is removed as a casualty, then all other friendly models in the same detachment gain a bonus of +1 to their weapon skill and strength characteristics and a 4+ feel no pain pressure roll until the end of the warlord controlling players next turn. I was going to say until the end of the game. I was like, what? In addition, any army whose warlord has a trait any army whose warlord has a trait may make an additional reaction during their opponent's shooting phase, as long as the warlord has not been removed as casualty. If warlord trait has been removed as casualty, then the army may make additional reaction during the opponent's assault phase instead. That's kind of cool. I guess they had to differentiate the two of them, but I don't think Beloved of the People is as good as Ruthless Tyrant. Yeah, it's turn 1. Wow, yeah. It's called Beloved of the People, but really it should be called, like, Martyrdom in Waiting or something like that, because he's trying to get himself killed, basically. March Lord. The commander's line has long been sworn to defend their world from invasion from the lawless void beyond the frontier. They are self-sufficient and uncompromising, have stood alone against the terrors of wilderness space. That's cool. I like that sort of imagery. A warlord with a trait gains the battle-hardened 1 special rule, and if the army they are part of includes any detachments with the Imperialist militia faction, then all friendly units are immune to the effects of the fear special rule? I thought you guys just said that fear was like the most powerful rule in the game. This one is clearly an auto-include. Furthermore, as long as the warlord with the trait has not been removed as a casualty, first pinning test made by the controlling player in any game is automatically successful without any dice being rolled. That's cool. The Warforge Fuck! Oh my god. I knew it too good to be true. For those of you that don't know, the Warforged is our resident Night Lord player. And it's like, oh my god. Oh my god. All friendly units. That's so good. Night Lord is S tier. Yeah, man. That's so good. I'm calling this telling bullshit if that's used against me. I wouldn't use it against you in a friendly game. Yeah. Yeah. You probably just don't. You don't have to. Well, you just have to kill me instead. But yeah, I do quite like the idea of. I like the imagery that invokes. Like this invokes, the image of a despot and a dictator. This invokes the image of a noble lord with his personal bodyguard. This invokes the image of like a benevolent ruler who the people, like the people's hero, as it were. But this to me really kind of represents a military leader. Not like a noble, not like a planetary governor, but like a military leader. Maybe, an old Imperial Army colonel or general who's been, who maybe got injured or just got a bit old. Like they said, they have, they have a Imperial Army people that often form the core of the professional troops that make up the core of the militia on a planet. And I really like the idea that like it's a general who has seen. He's seen stuff as part of the Great Crusade, and it's just that maybe like maybe he's just been got bad health or maybe he's just it's just got a bit old, so he's been retired, or maybe for political reasons he's been put on this planet. He's still a good soldier though, and so he knows he's still a good soldier, and so the reason why these guys maybe are able to ignore fear is because they've been like properly trained. Yeah, I wouldn't use this as part of like thematically. I wouldn't use this against like a really like horde based as part of a really horde based army. I feel like this is a really good warlord trait to have if you're trying to represent a somewhat competent and professional imperialist militia force. Yeah. Okay. We've got two more, and then we've got some super chats to catch up on. I want to say a huge thank you in a moment. Next, we've got Connoisseur of Alien Curios. That's so cool. I am a connoisseur of exotic pleasures. Yeah, it's so cool. The commander has used the status and resources of their rank to indulge a taste for the numerous curiosities to be found amidst the tombs of Xenos strains scattered across the galaxy. Some of these seemingly incongruous charms are in fact fearful artifacts not wielded in battle for aeons. Once per game turn, at the start of any game turn, the controlling player of a warlord with this trait may choose to activate an artifact. If this option is chosen, then roll once on the table below. That's so cool. You've no idea what it's going to do. You've no idea what it's going to do. Okay. On a 1, the Warlord suffers 1 automatic wound with the instant death special rule, with no armor saves, cover saves, or damage mitigation rolls allowed. Although in vulnerable states we take us no, so he's like, my rogue trader friend said that this is the Pearl of Antioch. If I was to activate it, it would smite all of the foes around me. But my lord, how does it know to tell between friend and foe? Ah, it's part of some sort of alien trickery. The device will know. I've been assured the device will know. Beep. All other units with at least one model with 12 inches of the Warlord, including the unit the war's part of, suffer D6 plus 1 hits and strength 8 AP4. And he just completely fucks it. He completely fucks it on a 1. That's so good. 2 to 3, the Warlord's controlling player must nominate one unit friendly only within 12 inches and line of sight of the wall. That usually has D 1 hits at strength 8, AP-4, which accounts as having the Deflagrate special. No idea what that is. If no other unit can be nominated, the Warlord's part will suffer the hits. So on a 1, you fuck yourself. On a 2 to 3, you're fucking somebody, maybe yourself. On a 4 to 5, the Warlord and all models in the unit gain the Rage 2 and Furious Charge 2 special rules for the remainder of that turn. Okay. And the Warlord gave... On a 6, the Warlord gains the Eternal Warrior and Feel No Pain 4+ specials for the remainder of the battle. If this all is rolled again, then the Warlord also gains a bonus of +1 to their strength and toughness characteristics for the remainder of the battle. This bonus is cumulative if this result is rolled a third or more times, up to a maximum of 6 for either characteristic. So I thought you could do it once per game though. Once per turn. Oh, so you could do it every turn. So you can be like beep, 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 beep. Like press on his fucking Tamagotchi. Beep, 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 beep. Brilliant. I'd be smashing that every turn. Like, what does my alien curio do today? Beep. I love it, man. In addition, an army's Warlord has a trait may make an additional reactor in the opponent's movement phase as long as the Warlord has not been removed as a casualty. Okay, so you get the alien curios, which are a bit random, but you also get something that's a bit less random there as well. And that's clearly an awful one. Clearly awful, but also one that I would happily take every single time. No questions asked. No doubt. I would love it. Yeah. Robber Baron. The commander's ancestors were little more than a band of void pirates and outcasts who survived as much by judgment as bravery and ambition. Even though the commander may wish or strive to make it be otherwise, in battle, however, old habits die
Reporting
hard.
for duty,
That's
sir.
cool. So maybe he was like, you could either have that as like they're pirates. There's the pirate one. Not necessarily. It's not a pirate or privateer, depending on whose side you're on. All models in the unit that include a Warlord with this trait get a bonus of +1 to their strength for the duration of any player turn in which they make a successful charge, but that unit may not make a sweeping advance in a turn because they're looting the bodies. Brilliant, they're looting the bodies. However, whenever such a unit would otherwise be eligible to make a sweeping advance, the controlling player must instead roll D6. On a 4, 5, or 6, the controlling player gains D3 victory points because they're just like nicking stuff off the bodies. Brilliant. In addition, an army whose Warlord has this trait may make an additional reaction during their opponent's movement phase, as long as the Warlord has not been removed. Okay, I have no idea how powerful. I have no idea how powerful D3 victory points is. I have no idea. If it was 40k, being able to potentially add 10% of your victory points on average is pretty good. But I don't know if we're talking victory points in the hundreds or in the tens or in the thousands. So it's hard to say. Robber Baron, though, if D3 victory points is significant, if D3 victory points is pretty significant, then that could be very, very powerful. Yeah, it's B tier due to risk. Fair enough. I love the idea that you could win a game because you basically looted the bodies of your opponents, and you're like, we're getting out of here, boys. We've got what we wanted. We're getting out of here. Yeah. Oh man. Oh man. I mean, those are so flavorful. They're all the Alien Curios one is honestly the best one. It's so obviously shit. Like, don't get me wrong, it's so obviously you're gonna press the one, it's gonna blow up in your fucking face. It's so obvious what's gonna happen every time. Beep, 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 beep. I'm pressing it. I'm rolling that dice every fucking turn. The leader of the Imperial militias range from planetary commanders and their staff to tribal chiefs, depending on the nature of the world's homeworld. On many planets, the ruling elite has been implanted by the administration of terror during the Great Crusade, and so it is far from usual for comparatively primitive militia to be commanded by a leader born of a Terran noble house or some other core world, clad in gaudy finery and carrying the most wondrous of personal weaponry. In other cases, native battle kings or hive gang overlords are allowed to retain authority and are elevated to formal military rank upon bending knee to the Imperium, and so lead entire armies of their own peoples in the defense of their homeworlds. When the Horus Heresy sundered the worlds of the Imperium, it transpired that countless Imperial commanders and their houses had secretly sworn their allegiance to the Warmaster, while others had been judged by his agents to be too enthralled to the Emperor of Mankind to be turned. In many instances, the former were given the task of destroying the latter as proof of their loyalty to Horus, the fruits of the Archtrader's patronage only granted once his grim duty was discharged. So this is your like actual like planetary governor. Shit, man. So he is 100 points. He's got movement 6, weapon skill. So remember, weapon skill and blitz skill is different in this game. The higher number, the better, unlike in 40k, where the lower number, the better. So weapon skill 4, strength 3 times 3, 3 wounds, initiative 3, attacks 3, leadership 8, 5%. That's pretty good. I mean, Marines have only got like 1 wound in this game, haven't they? So pretty good. You can make him mounted. He can go on a fucking... He can go on a fucking horse? Oh, wait, to those loyal to Horus, lol. I love it. Okay. That's so cool if you can go on a horse. A mountful when using the mountful command province of the force command profile gains militia cavalry mount war gear super 38 gains relentless scout and hammer wrath 1 special rules and replace infantry type with cavalry type, keeping all unit types. That's cool. And you can have a militia lance. Horse Lord is real, man. That's so cool. It does cost 20 points to put him on a horse. Really, Leon's proxies are welcome in this house. Nice. He can take an Iron Halo. Is that like a 4+ invulnerable save? He can take power armor? That's so cool. He can literally... He can take power armor. You can properly deck this motherfucker out. That's so cool. Power armor and an Iron Halo. Like, he's literally got like a suit of like power armor that's been adapted for human use. It's okay, you either have a save or you don't. Yeah, it's like old school. Yeah. The AP system's old school. Yeah. Iron Halo plus Cyber Familiar. Does that give you like +1 to your invulnerable save, does it? I mean, at that point, you don't need the armor, the power armor, do you? You might as well go, because you might as well, yeah, so if you were to go fluffy, you'd go power armor and Iron Halo. But if you were to go sensible, you would go Iron Halo and Cyber Familiar. You can wear power armor and ride a horse. It's true. It's true. Look at all these different weapons you can get. Needle pistol? What the fuck's that? I don't know. I'll probably take it, though. There are things that are non-vulnerables. Ultra rare. Honestly, probably I wouldn't worry about him too much. Yeah. If it's turning off, if it's so powerful it's turning off my invulnerable save, it's probably so powerful that having an armor save wouldn't help him either. You know, it's probably like he's just going to get fucking splattered by it anyway. Yeah. Oh, just tucking my t-shirt in 1 second. Charnable weapons probably their best choice. What the fuck does a charnable weapon do? Okay. Okay, the muster of so you pick your general slash king slash planetary governor. You deck him out in as much or as little finery as you want, and then you get to pick your army's traits. So this is like having customizable regiment traits back. So you get to pick up to 2 provenances. Unless noted, the effects of these apply to any and all units in the detachment with the militia unit subtype. Provenances of war. The following provenances of war are facets of particular force which represent the nature of the world from which it originates, or the particular character and background of the warriors themselves. The presence of a force commander in the detachment allows up to 2 provenances to be selected for the detachment via their muster of world special rule. Any single detachment can never have more than 2 provenances, however, regardless of the number of force commanders present. Unless noted, the effects of any rules featured in the provenance description apply to any and all units in the same detachment as the force commander with the militia unit subtype. However, any unit with the mechanized unit subtype may never benefit from the effects of a provenance unless that provenance specifically states otherwise. Okay, so you're either mechanized or provenance. In addition, certain provenance may not be able to take in a combination, but that will be okay. So, charnel weapons, jeweler's weapons, not bad, but very well made. It's not one profile. Okay. So we've got warrior elite. The troops are trained to a high standard and possess discipline worthy of regular Imperial Army unit. So we're starting off with the good stuff. All edible units and models receive +1 leadership. Okay. To a maximum 9. Imperialis militia levy squads in attachment with this province gain the support squad special rule, and all Imperialis militia grenadier squads in attachment with this province lose the support squad special rule. I don't know what support squad does. Is it in here? Let's have a look. I need to understand. +1 leadership's good. Support squad. A unit with a special rule may not be chosen as a compulsory choice for the army as part of the force organization chart. So your militia levy. 1 minute. That's good. So it's a buff. It's a buff. So your militia levy you can't take warrior elite and then rely upon levies. You're going to have some militia grenadier squads. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. I like it. Yeah, you're taking more elite dudes. You're not relying upon levies. Support squad is bad. Yeah. No, I know support squad is bad. So what this means is that you don't have to take levy units. This allows you to take a more elite units. So it's bad, but in this context, the way it's being applied and being removed is good. So in isolation, it's bad, but in this context, it's good. Legacy of the Great Crusade. Some of the units are descended from the remnants of the old Imperial Army regiments long since settled on one of their conquests. While the original soldiers of such regiments have long since died or grown too old to fight, they have passed on traditions and skills of their old lives to new generations, allowing them to form the stern backbone of the planet's defenses. This is cool. All Imperialis militia grenadier squads, Imperialis militia command cadres, and discipline masters in a detachment with this provenance increase their bliss skill by +1 to a maximum of 4. A force commander in a detachment with this provenance increases initiative to 5. Well, whoa. So you have Guardsman hitting on 3s, right? Like if I... Where's my handy sheet? My handy sheet is here. Roll to hit. Oh, it doesn't say 1 minute. 1 minute. My handy sheet is not being very handy. I'm guessing I'm hitting on 3s. Yeah. That's only for, it would seem that's only for melee related things. Yeah. You're assuming they always have a base of ballistic skill 3. Ah! That is true, but I am going to presume that my militia grenadier squads have a base ballistic skill 3, to be fair. Okay. Maybe not, though. So yeah, these are like, do you want to take good soldiers? Combine these two. We've got clansfolk levy. Many worlds look to the more primitive of their inhabitants or to ancient traditions when recruiting militia regiments. Though mad soldiers, whether they ride mechanical engines or living steeds, might seem anachronistic in this modern age. It's not anachronistic in this modern age. They have often proven surprising effect on the battlefield. A detachment of this province may choose to fill compulsory troops choices only with Imperial militia cavalry squads. With all the models of Imperial cavalry squads selected by troops gaining a bonus +1 to leadership. In addition, attachment with this province may include 4 additional fast attack choices. But these may only be used. These may only be spent on cavalry squads. That's cool. So clansfolk levy is cavalry. So all of you guys out there that want mass cavalry armies, and you're like, oh, 60 cavalry is a lot, but half of them are Death Riders. Fuck that. Come over to Heresy. Get all of your. Get like, what's that like? Give me like 2 squads of cavalry there. And then an additional 7 squads of cavalry. Like 9 squads of cavalry. Sounds good to me. Gene craft. Now, this is the one that I have to say I was kind of interested in. Just for, it sounds like it's going to be kind of wacky. The detachment troops have been subjected to deliberate gene crafting to improve their physical attributes to superhuman levels, either by recent modification or owing to some ancient manipulation to their planetary stock during the Dark Age technology. Such manipulations, however, are seldom as stable or as predictable as the Emperor's handiwork. Once the models have been deployed, but before the beginning of either player's first turn, the controlling player must roll ones for each unit that contains any add models for the table below. On a 1, bad obviously, the unit begins the battle pinned. This overrides any rule which would normally allow a unit to ignore being pinned. If the unit is embarked on a model with the transport unit subtype, then it must make an immediate disembarkation and then is pinned. Units that are in reserve ignore the effect and suffer no penalty or benefit when entering play. I'm guessing pinned is they're on the ground and you have to spend a turn getting back up. That's what it used to mean with like go to ground and stuff. 2 to 5. All eligible models in the unit with infantry or cavalry unit types gain one of the following special rules selected by the controlling player for the duration of the battle. Fleet 2, move through cover or night vision. 6. All eligible units in the unit with the infantry or cavalry special unit types gain one of the following special rules selected by the controlling player for the duration of the battle. Relentless, stubborn, adamantium, will 6+, or all of the special rules presented for 2 to 5. Oh wow, okay. Okay. It's decent. I mean, being pinned isn't the end of the world, I guess. For a turn. Yeah, it's decent. Like I like that you get to pick. You get to pick like a trait for each unit. The only reason I wouldn't use this is because I would be worried. I'd find it difficult to keep track of all the different modifications. If I was like, this one's got fleet, this one's got move through cover, this one's got relentless. I might find it difficult to keep track of everything. So I like it. I think it's incredibly flavorful, but I probably wouldn't. I would probably just end up picking the same one every single time if possible. Yeah. I guess you'd have little tokens. That could help you out. Yeah, if your front units get pinned, you're fucked. Yeah. Cyber This unit hails from a highly technologically advanced or even void nomadic culture, which habitually surgically enhances its troops with augmenting implants, either to improve combat or performance or mitigate disfigurement or environmental damage. All enemy units and models gain the feel no pain plus and slow and purposeful special rules. This provenance may not be chosen in conjunction with Gene Crafted. And this provenance is because it's Sworn Brothers by Mechanic and Faction. Okay, slow and purposeful means you're slow, but you don't suffer the penalty for like moving and shooting. I think that's what it means. Alchem Jackers. Basically, stim junkies. Yeah. All units province are not some negative modifiers to their leadership characteristic in the assault phase. In addition, if less than half the models in the unit have been removed as casualties, a morale check is made for it due to casualties in the shooting phase. It's failed, they become pinned instead of falling back. If more than half the models in the unit have been removed as casualties, they must fall back as normal. That's pretty good. It helps get past part of the militia. No, I get it. It's okay. It's good until you're like, but if I'm below half strength, I've got to fucking run. Yeah. Friends on. Furious Charge. Nice. Survivors of the Dark Age. Forces origin in the world which survived them with many of the one's dark technology intact, and its forces are equipped with vehicles which are potent if idiosyncratic in origin. Grenadier squads, command cadres with problems may either take a rhino transport. You telling me I can get rhinos? I've always wanted rhinos for my god. I was literally talking about this the other week. I was like, I wish I could have rhinos. I'm going to find a way of being able to include rhinos in my guard army. And it's right here. You can get land raiders. Ah. As dedicated transport, so long as they number 10 models or less. See the Legion of Astartes Crusade army list for the details and point costs. However, all such vehicles lose the Legion of Astartes X rule and gain the third line unit subtype reduced to physical 3. Okay. So they have rhinos, but they don't. They're not any cheap. I'm guessing they're not any cheaper, and they end up being a bit shit. Not 5 days ago. I was jizzing over rhinos. I was jizzing on them. Can I do that with Inquisition rhinos and teams? You can, Stephen Bonner, but I want more than 2 in my army. I want many in my army. Option, Void Jumpers. All models in an Imperialist Militia Reconnaissance Squad may be upgraded to be Void Jumpers for 20 points per unit. Models upgraded to Void Jumpers have the Militia Jetpacks and must replace their shotgun with 2 las pistols or 2 auto pistols. Like, that's cool. Agents of Masters, Militia, Medicaid, or any of the models assigned to the squad before deployment may be given a Militia Jetpack for no additional cost. A model with a Militia Jetpack may not be given any weapon with a heavy type. At the start of the controlling player's movement phase, a model Militia Jetpack may set its move characteristic value of 12 to duration of controlling player's turn. It allows a model with Militia Jetpack to move 12 inches regards to the movement characteristics shown in its profile and gain any of the benefits of the movement characteristic of 12, including the bonus to charge distance. In addition, the further you can move, the better your charge. Fruity, I like that. In addition, all models with the Militia Jetpack have been activated to ignore terrain while moving and charging, but must take dangerous range as normal when beginning or ending their movement in dangerous terrain. A model with this... So you just go fast as fuck. Drop troops are still alive in Horus Heresy. It's crazy because 2 years ago I completely dismissed Imperial Militia. I was like, why would I bother with it? Why wouldn't I just play 40k? And now I'm looking at this and I'm just like, why isn't this stuff still in 40k? Yeah. That's crazy. Being able to have like jump packs. Armory of Old Knight? Some worlds maintain vast arsenals of weaponry forged in an age before the fall of human civilization and the onset of old night. Such societies fill militia whose lack of training is balanced by the fearsome weaponry they wield. All Edward models in attached with this province may upgrade las guns to las rifles for no additional cost. What's the fucking difference? Ugh. What's the fucking difference? There'll be a list of weapons, right? Heavy in a 30-inch range. Where's my list of guns? Maybe the list of guns isn't in here. Is the list of guns in, like, the relevant codex? That would make sense. I mean, I'd be sad, but it makes sense. Yeah. High strength. There's a gun at the bottom of the PDF. Ah. Well, let's have a look then. Bayonet. A bayonet actually does something. That's cool. That's cool. I can actually pay my guys on bayonets. Sold. Fuck 40k. Sold. These are the Charnable weapons that you guys are talking about. Okay, so a las gun is what we know and love. Okay. A las rifle is 30-inch range, strength 6, AP minus AP, strength 3, AP 6, heavy 2. Or if you want to do it's close range, and it's strength 6, AP minus 4, heavy 1. So 2 shots at long range, 1 shot at short range. Okay. Yeah. I'm guessing is heavy, like, if I move, I'm only hitting on 6s, though? Or is it minus 1? That's cool, though. It's simple. Option relic arms. Eligible models and Imperial House Militia Grenadier squads and command cadres may upgrade las guns to either Volkite chargers or assault needlers. May upgrade las pistols to the Volkite, Serpenta, or needle pistols. May upgrade sniper rifles to needle vulners and heavy stubbers to Volkite, Culverin, or needle cannons that cost 30 points per unit, regardless of the models or types of weapon upgrade in a given unit. Oh, wow. So it's like fucking Volkites. Fucking Volkites, man. Shit. Heirlooms of past glory. A force commander attachment with promise may exchange a power weapon for a paragon blade. Oh, wow. That seems super powerful. I guess you got to pay for las guns, though. Wait, do you have to pay for las guns? 1 minute. We'll get to all this in a moment. No, you can just choose to have las guns. Yeah, you can just fucking choose to have las guns. Okay. How interesting. Where are these Grenadier squads? I want to check those 1 second. They would go to Blizzard Skill 4. Okay, that's good to know. I think them squads are 20. So they're not even, like, limited. It's like, I would so run big fucking blocks of these cunts. I'm telling you right fucking now. I'd run big 20-man blobs with Imperials, Militia, Grenadier squads. And I'm thinking, You know, I mean, I've not seen all of them yet, but I'm thinking, these two, Legacy of the Great Crusade and Warrior Elite, man. Extra ballistic skill, extra leadership. If you don't need, if you've got other ways of boosting leadership, I'd be like Legacy of the Great Crusade with Armory of Old Knight, and then I'd just be like, give me all of your fucking Volkite, man. Give me all of your fucking Volkite. Yeah. Shit. 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 All right. Okay, let's have a look here. Feral Warriors, products of savage or warlike culture. Feral Warriors, whether from. Look at all of these like regiment traits we've got, man. Look at all these. Look at all these fucking. Look at all these fucking regiment traits we get to pick from. Oh my god. So Feral Warriors, yeah, that's fairly self-explanatory. All eldritch in the model gain a bonus of +1 to their weapon skill for the duration of any play turn in which they make a successful charge. However, an Edward unit that begins the controlling player's assault phase within 12 inches of one of my enemy units must have a charge declared for it, though the controlling player may choose the target of this charge. Okay, so they're like, it's like Frenzy, but it's half Frenzy. It's half Frenzy. Chain Axes. Any model able to benefit from this prominence may upgrade a basic gun weapon to a chain axe or a chain sword to a chain. Oh, we got fucking human corn berserkers here. What the fuck, man? What the fuck? Well, obviously, if you were going fluffy, you'd go feral warriors and fucking chemjackers.
Forward,
right?
you dogs, to victory!
Like, witness me! That's so cool. If I was to run my blood pact inside Horus Heresy, I would be chemjackers and feral warriors every day of the fucking week, man. Every day of the fucking week. That's so cool. Kinfolk Helots. Kinfolk, often found amongst the labour class of afflicted worlds, sub-citizens on the cusp of accepted tolerance levels for mutation and genetic deviance. Often pressed to the frontline fighting by desperate imperial commanders in times of emergency. Many warlords prize of troops for their hardy nature and innate skill with machines, and some have voluntarily taken to the battlefield to fulfill old oaths and to seek the prize of acceptance and authority under the banner which they fight. Squats. We got Space Dwarves. We got fucking Space Dwarves, man. You could have this and then combine it with Armory of Old Knight and genuinely have fucking Space Dwarves. That's so cool. An Edward unit and models either +1 to their toughness, but also lower their movement by 1. Because they've only got little legs. All models in attachment with its provenance and the character unit subtype gain the Battlesmith 6+ special rule. Or if they also have the independent castle rule, they gain Battlesmith 5+ special rule. The provenance may not be chosen in conjunction with Ogun Conscript's provenance. That's so cool. What's Battlesmith do? Have a look. Got it here. Battlesmith. The model of Battlesmith rule is in base contact with or embarked upon one or more damaged vehicles, dreadnoughts, or automata during the shooting phase. They can attempt to repair. Roll a d6. If the result is equal to or more than the value listed in the brackets as part of this rule, then one of the following options may be applied. Restore 1 lost hull point, restore 1 lost wound, repair a weapon destroy result, because you can destroy weapons. Of course you can. Repair and mobilize result. If weapon destroy result is repaired, that weapon can be fired in the following shooting phase. The Battlesmith can't use ability if they are pinned or falling back. Oh yeah, because we have vehicle damage charts and weapon destroyed and stuff. Ah, it's all coming back. It's all coming back, boys. No. No. Akira, no. Ah, I'm starting to get it, you know. starting to get it. Do you know what? I'm going to say something somewhat controversial. I feel like a frog that has been boiled. And only now have I jumped out of the pot and turned round and seen the steam behind me. This is so crazy. Like, this is the fact it's like a free PDF as well. Holy shit, man. I don't know. Do you know what's gonna happen though? I'm gonna go into my first game and get fucking butt fucked because I know that there's going to be all of this flavor, but there's also going to be, it's going to be like Old World. It's going to be very flavorful, but then there's also going to be a lot of broken shit in there, and there's going to be people that can't help themselves but run the broken stuff. Yeah. If he does say he doesn't know a single Horus Heresy wasn't wrong video in the next 3 months. What, you want me to say do a Horus Heresy video is I was wrong? A single Horus wasn't wrong. Oh. I mean, I don't know. I don't even read the Horus Heresy, man. I'm not even going to read the Horus Heresy. I'm going to be a complete fucking tourist to this thing. And I'm just really upset all the Heresy people. Why are your guardsmen using that pattern, Lehman Russ? That's the wrong pattern. Fuck off, I don't care. Oh, this guy's using Mark 3 power armor, but the battle that we're playing, or if they wouldn't have had that, it would only be Mark 6. Fuck off, I don't care. Fuck off, nerd. I'm here to play with my fun soldiers. If you honestly, you try and rivet count me in a made-up fucking game, fuck off. Fuck off. I'm a tourist, and you're gonna know it. You're gonna fucking know it, and I'm gonna be proud of it. I'm gonna be a proud Heresy tourist, man. I'm gonna use my 40k models. I'm gonna use my Imperialized militia. I'm gonna have fun, and you can sit there in the corner wanking off about the 100th Horus Heresy book, which I'm never gonna fucking read, and that's okay. You do that, but I'm gonna be doing my thing. That's the way, man. That's the way. This is when all the Horus Heresy guys are like, no, Mordian, you have to respect everything. Nah, fuck the setting, man. I'm here to play guard. And I don't care if it's hard or if I get hard, but I'm going to be playing guard in your game. Any game that lets me play guard, I'm going to be playing that. Stu Monarch, don't care, what's your lore, bro? I'm going to have lore. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to have fucking lore. I'm going to have lore for fucking days. Alright? I'm going to have fucking lore for fucking days. Don't you fucking worry. Okay? But I'm just saying, I'm not going to be particularly fussy if I'm running a bunch of guys I'm running a bunch of 40k models, and they've got las guns, and I'm like, oh yeah, I've upgraded to have them as las rifles. Oh, they don't look like... Fuck off, I don't care. They're las rifles. Yeah. Oh man. See, I'm gonna really enjoy playing Heresy. I'm gonna lose every fucking game, but I'm also definitely gonna annoy some people with my approach to it. Mordianglory, loyalist or traitor? Call it now. Both. I'll have my loyalist guard and I'll have my traitor guard. Yeah, my blood pact will be traitor. My Mordians are still legion will be loyalist. There you go. Abhuman Muster. Some strains of humanity have dwelt too long in the dark place between the stars and have regressed and mutated in some fashion that leaves them in unacceptable emotional societies. Most common, so-called beastmen. Okay, so what do beastmen get? +1 strength, but -1 ballistic skill to a minimum of 1. And do not already possess any variant of the bulky, then they gain bulky 2 special rule. All animal models attached from the provenance of in the provenance and the character unit subtype gain Hammer of Wrath. Basically, big beast lords. That's cool. Big beastie boys. That's cool, man. You can't take Ogren conscripts. I want to know what the fuck Ogren conscripts get me because I'm being told I'm not allowed to combine it with a lot of stuff. Debased rabble, driven to lunacy by exposure to the warp-infective influences of forbidden rights law. Some of the indentured armies that fought during the hostilities were murderous beyond reason. This province may only be selected by an army with the traitor allegiance. That's so cool. It's like, not for loyalists. Not for loyalists. All edible units of models of this province gain the Crusader and Hatred. Everything. I'm guessing is 4 rerolls in the first round of combat. If I'm guessing, I'm not sure what Crusader does. However, they must always declare a charge targeting the enemy if they are able. Imperial Militia Grenadier squads may not be taken in an attachment which uses this provenance, and this provenance may not be used in conjunction with survivors of the Dark Age provenance. Was that one we had before? Yes. Okay. So you can't be a survivor of the Dark Age. You can't be a survivor of the Dark Age and sign up with Horus. That's kind of interesting. I guess if you've survived fucking if you survive the Dark Age technology, you're actually somewhat enlightened. And so you would be like, well, obviously I'm not going to sign up to Chaos, you fucking lunatic. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So they have to charge everything and they get 4 rerolls. But you can't have Space Age. You can't have Dark Age technology. Okay. Tainted Flesh. Ooh, another traitor one. Amongst the strangest and most terrible of the bizarre warriors fielded by militia regiments were those warriors twisted by exposure to terrible poisons, mutagens, or even the influence of the warp. Such regiments formed parade of horrors unguessed at by sane minds, terrifying to friend and foe alike. Brilliant. This is I keep saying GW needs to bring this kind of like flavor text back into 40k. Yeah. All units are modeled with the Fear 1 and Furious Charge special rule. However, this attachment's compulsory troop choice must be filled by Imperialist militia levy squads, and it may not have more infantry units accepting HQ choices of other types than it has Imperialist militia levy squads. So you've got to have loads of levies. For example, if it has 3 Imperialist militia levy squads, it can have a maximum of 3 additional infantry squads of other kinds. The only HQ choice attachment can take the Force Commander and the Rogue Psyker. You can't take this with Dark Age, Genecraft, Owen Conscripts, or Alchem Jackers. But you can take Diseased Debased Rabble with Ogrins. Depending on how good Ogrins are in combat, Debased Rabble Ogrins could be good. These two obviously go together quite well. These two. I'm going to have Crusader, Hatred, Fear, and Furious Charge. That seems quite good. Oh, we're finally here. We're finally here. Mama, don't lie. Mama, don't lie. Debased Rabble is not traded. Debased Rabble is insane. Some worlds are populated by indentured hordes of the stable abhuman strain known as Ogrins, with few other inhabitants available to take up arms in their defense. Used as cheap and reliable labor across the galaxy, these creatures also make formidable, if simple, soldiers, and as such were quickly put to use by both sides as shock troops. A detachment with this provenance may select Imperialist militia Ogren brute squads as troop choices, with those selected as compulsory troop choices gaining the line unit subtype. All discipline, masters, militia medicate, and force command selected as part of the detachment with this provenance may join Imperialist militia Ogren brute squads, ignoring the usual restrictions for joining unit with the monster unit subtype. Oh, so you just get Ogrins as troops. Oh. Oh. That's good. What do they do? We can find them, right? Ogren Brute Squads. 100 points for 3 Ogrins. Pricey. They basically don't have a save. Strength 5, toughness 5, wounds 3, 4 attacks. Good hammer of wrath. Take up to fucking 7 more. Okay. You can have a fucking... You can have an Ogren... Guys, you can have an Ogren armed with a fucking thunder hammer. Oh, fuck. And you can take the entire unit with carapace armor for 25 points, even if there's like 10 of them. You can take boarding shields, thunderstub, ripper gun. What the fuck do all these things do? Militia weapons list. Oh, well, carapace armor does that. What about melee shit, man? I'm guessing it's melee. Maybe it's not. What the fuck's a thunder stub? I have genuinely no idea what a fucking... Oh, here you go. Auto weapons. Oh, it's just like a... It's just like a fucking blunderbuss. Brilliant. It actually concusses people. Brilliant. Okay. Actually brilliant. Why is search function? Because I'm a bit stupid. Well, you can also win your GSC we get with this list. That's true. I could. I've gone too far. I think we're near the end now. Yeah, we've just got 2 more. Industrial strong. So I really like industrial strong. I really like the look of it. Some worlds are dedicated to the production of heavy machinery and weapons of war. They rarely intend to be used by the inhabitants of those worlds. In desperate times, they could become essential tools for the defense of the factories. The type of province may include up to 2 additional heavy support choices, but these must be filled with Imperialis Militia Leman Russ units. In addition, all Imperialis Militia Leman Russ units selected for the attachment with this province gain the following option. You can add up to 5 Leman Russes. So you can have 30 Leman Russes in. Is it 30? Yeah, you can have 30 Leman Russes in an army. You can't take it with Unending Horde, the Base Rebel, Tainted Flesh, or Ogre Conscript Providence. I mean, I have no idea how good Militia Leman Russes are. Don't forget the extra 3 from Exemplary Battles PDF. I'll look at those. I'll look at those later. Oh, I guess I can look at them now. That's just like Leman Russ spam. Do you like Russes? Do you really like Russes? Then take 30 of them. I don't think you can quite fit 30 in. But Russes can punch. They are good. I'm guessing they can punch, but I'm guessing they like can't take a hit worth a fucking fart. Yeah. It's just so cool to be like, I'm gonna take a load of Russes. Here's the thing. As cool as that one is, I don't often see myself taking it because I imagine that I can take squadrons of 3 Russes, right? So why wouldn't I just take like 9 Russes anyway? Up to 9 Russes anyway. Yeah. 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 So I feel like I feel like it's cool, but I feel like there's going to be very, very few situations when I'm going to want like 6 Russes in a squadron. Russ spam can beat a shit ton of lists. Yeah. Yeah, it's a skew list. It's a skew list. Yeah. It's a skew list. And they can't score. Yeah, it's a fucking full skew list, man. It's cool. And I feel like that works quite well if you're playing like 5,000, 6,000 point games. Yeah. No, it's a single Russ in each heavy slot. Is it? I don't think that's true. I think you're lying to me. Fuck are you, fucking bitch? No, I've gone too far. I don't think he is lying to me. I don't think he is lying to me. I think I'm the fucking bitch. No, okay. I might need that one then. I might need that one. Shit. Still unsure. You were right, man. You can call me a fucking little bitch boy now. Oh, man. Shit. I can only get like 3 Russes? What fucking joke game is this? What fucking joke game is this, man? Rule of 3 is not a thing. Yeah, but I only have 3 fucking heavy support slots, right? Don't you have 6? I don't think so. I'll have a look. Yeah, 3. 3. I only see 3, man. Crusade Force Organization chart. Primary detachment required. 1 detachment, right? I'm guessing. Maybe like 4. If you added an allied thing, but... Oh, yeah, you get more... You get more with the Provenance, but you only have 3 heavy support slots. Interesting. So you can't... There's 18 Russes. Oh, no, but then you get more here. Yeah. Oh, wait. I see. So if you take this Provenance, you get 2 additional support choices, which have to be Lehman Russes. So this actually turns out to be really good. This turns out to be really good because you get 5 heavy support choices. You don't have to max out on like 1 billion Russes, but you've got 5 heavy support choices. Ah. So with the Provenance, you can have 30 Russes, like we said, yeah. So if you only get 3 tanks, the dialect piston, what's the point? Well, that's it. If you want to have your tanks not dying like piss, you go for Industrial Stronghold, and then you get loads of them. Yeah, that's it. On the other end of the on the other end of the spectrum, you've got Unending Horde. It's exactly what it sounds like. All Imperialist militia infantry squads and levy squads come back on a 4+. When they die, you roll a d6. They come back on a 4+. So there you go. That which is I know I'm breezing past it, but I've seen that one before. That's like fun as fuck. That's like fun as fuck, but it's very like, ooh, maybe it'll go off, maybe it won't. Also, it's more of a how to put this? It's probably too much of a ball ache to run in a tournament. Yeah. And then we've there's these extra like supplements, and this one's called the Liberation of Constanix 2. And I don't know anything about the planet, but it seems to be like an AdMech planet. And so you've got some extra regiment traits or provenances for your Imperialis militia. So if we zoom in a bit here, so you can these are let's have a look. The following provinces of additional options available to Imperialis militia in addition to those in the Imperialis militia. The provinces here are represented militia forces that held ties Mechanicum, and in some cases make use of special rules, war gear, and weapons which we find in War Master Horus Heresy, Liber, and Mechanicum. So you can upgrade las guns, las rifles for no cost. That's similar to Dark Age. Survivors of the Dark Age, I think it was. Or no, Armory of Old Knight, that was it. You can also upgrade las guns to las locks. I don't know what fucking las locks do, but okay. And so you can basically get las rifles for free, and then you can upgrade them further for points. You can't take this with Armory of Old Knight. Okay. Augmented Thrall. Augmented Levy. You get +1 leadership and stubborn. But you have to take shitloads of levies. So can you combine augmented... Let me put these two together. Can you combine augmented levy with warrior elite? I don't see why you couldn't. Imperialist militia levy squads and attachment province gain the support squad special. Ah, you can't. You can't because you have to take compulsory troops as militia levy, and your militia levy becomes support squads and so can't be taken as compulsory, I think, right? Yeah. So you can't combine the two, unfortunately. F in the chat, boys. But still, oh, it might even say here, abhuman must attain to flesh gene constituting hordes, fell wars, or inconstant providence. Okay. And then Forge Remnants. The Forge Remnants of a colony unknowingly settled upon the ruins of a long forgotten Mechanicum enclave. Its rediscovered storage vaults replete with wonders of artifice repurposed by the military forces. Willing to form the Mechanicum for fear of repossession, the force relies upon its own rudimentary knowledge to keep the equipment functional. Imperial's military grenadier squads and Imperial's military command cards of the province may take a Triarios armored conveyor as a dedicated transport so long as it's over 20 miles or less. And what the fuck is a Triarios armored conveyor? Right, I'm fucking looking at this, man. No way! What the fuck? You can take one of these things! That's brilliant. Fuck's sake. Additional types of problems may include 3 additional support choices, but these additional choices may only be used to select Krios squadrons. All trios armor conveyor and trio squadrons selected in this fashion gain the 3rd line subunit type and reduce with skill. This province cannot be taken in conjunction with the Survivor of the Dark Age or Clan Folk levy. Ah. So you could have, but wait. Right, wait. You could combine Forge Remnants with Industrial Stronghold. So you'd have 8 heavy support slots. What the fuck is it? Right. What the fuck is a Krios squadron? I need to know. What the fuck is a Krios squadron? What the fuck is this thing? What the fuck? It looks like a thing a child would draw. I mean, I'll embrace it if I can understand what the actual living fuck it is. Mad. Data sheets in my DMs. All right, let's have a look. Right. Krios. 125 points. Movement 16 is pretty fast as fuck. 4, 13, 12, 10. 4 whole points. Obviously, bit skill 3. It will not die 6+. That's kind of cool. Can take them in squadrons of 3. Hull-mounted lightning cannon. What in the piss is a hull-mounted lightning cannon? I like it. Look at this beast. Shock ram. This is mad. This is actually fucking madness, man. Let's have a look. Lightning cannon. Large blast. Rending and... that seems very, 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 very good. That also seems very, very, very good because strength 9 with ordnance. What the fuck? So are you guys telling me that I can use a combination of Forge Remnants and Industrial Stronghold to make a better AdMech army than I can get in 40k itself? Or was a drawback? No. Or don't lie to me. Don't lie to me, Siriade. Ordnance weapons were always like... you got like to roll like extra fucking dice. Like penetration stuff, right? There's no way that they're going to make ordnance bad. I don't believe you. I mean, I'm going to be proven to be wrong. Don't worry, but I'm checking. That's not hard to do. Savage. Savage CR Smith. Oh, I haven't got ordnance here. Huh. It's annoying. Check this. What is ordnance? It doesn't say. All the stuff you've been firing, all non-ordnance weapons. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, but I don't really care about firing my non-ordnance weapons. I'm just gonna fire the big fucking doom cannon. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Roll 2 from our benefit. That's yeah, man. That's so cool. So cool. I like the idea of taking this. Can you combine it with... you probably can't. You can't combine it with Survivors of the Dark Age, which means you can't take rhinos, can you? No. So you've got to choose between your rhinos and your Mechanicus shit. Okay. So cool. So cool. Okay, let's... we've been looking at this way longer than I thought. I thought I'd breeze through this in like half an hour. I'm like deep diving this shit, boys. It's a fucking deep dive. It's a goddamn deep dive. Fucking hell. What are the Heresy units? So firstly, we can take an HQ choice. This is the Imperials Militia Discipline Master Cadre. These stern veteran warriors are deployed throughout mankind's armed forces, are one of the few examples of outside Imperial officials operating within the Imperials Militia. The task of the Discipline Masters is primarily to ensure the principles of the Imperial truth and the manifest destiny of humanity of all the stars. Chosen from war veterans of the regular auxiliary, regiments drawn from the more civilized, technologically advanced worlds of the segmentum solar in the main, their job is to enforce order on the battlefield. Okay, so instill order. If a unit includes a model with a special rule fails morale check, reroll can be made if it's done. Units with D3 wounds at AP dash. These wounds are allocated by the unit's controlling player, but may not be inflicted upon independent characters. Okay, So they're pretty cheap. It's like a command squad, right? Or is it just one? Oh, it's just one guy. But you can take, like, what is it? Like, you get basically a commissar, and then you can take up to, like, 12 commissars in a unit? That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. Among the ranks, Imperial Special Discipline, a commissar is selected like any of the unit using a single force, slot, and brought in the same manner. However, before the first turn begins and any models are deployed on the battlefield, all models in this unit must be assigned to another unit from the same attachment of the army they were selected as part of. Discipline masters may only be assigned to units composed entirely of models with the infantry unit type and militia subtype. Okay. So they're not strictly independent characters because they're not independent, but they basically get added to a unit, but they can't leave the unit afterwards, I'm guessing. Yeah. So they join the unit and stay part of that unit. Okay. Yeah. Okay. My only problem is that you only get what, like, is it 3 HQ choices? You only get 3 HQ choices. It feels quite. I feel quite strongly I'm probably not gonna want to. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna have to take my Imperial Commander as one, right? That feels like something I should probably be doing. Yeah, because I have to take this guy if I want to have the provenances. So it's like, oh, don't take the Enforced Commander and don't get... No, fuck that noise. Yeah, so really I'm only going to have 2 HQ choices to play with. Okay, what's my other option? I guess the only other option is the Rogue Psyker, though.
When it comes to fighting crime,
The Masters are very good.
one man keeping the streets safe while keeping it real.
Cosmic, thank you for the super chat, man. Disciplinary Master, Philmo Graves, confirmed, mate, confirmed. Graves could see, Cosmic, you can warm up to Heresy now. Graves could exist in Heresy, just saying. Militia and cult forces serving rebel hordes of the War Master were frequently accompanied by individuals to wield the war power. These guys must only be in, like, traitors. Right? Yeah. So I'm guessing that you can only take rogue psychers inside traitor armies. You can't take them inside loyalist armies. Okay. Yeah, traitor aligned. Yeah. 50 points, 2 wounds, kind of a bunch of wardens. I don't know enough about the psychic powers to understand if these guys are good or bad. But personally, I always try and avoid psychers where I can because burn the witch. So chat, are psychers good or bad, or do I not bother with them? I'll let chat will tell me. Chat will tell me whether psychers are good or not. Yeah. Imperial's Militia Command Cadre. This seems more fruity. Ah, Command Squads. Command Squads. Okay. Harfin. Psychers are very strong, but these ones are risky. Okay. If Psychers are strong, then I'll consider it, but I won't be taking them in my Mordians anyway. Psychers are very powerful and has been discipline. Wow, okay, fair enough. Fair. Okay. I'll have to look into that a bit more. If one can psycho, one must psycho. No, never. I don't believe in psychers. I collect Blood Pact and then Loyalist Guard. Do you think I'm taking any fucking psychers in those armies? Never. This is my palate cleanser game. I will lose on my principles, not win on bullshit. That is my stance. That's my stance. I told you. Imperial's Militia Command Card. This is my command squad. Household Retinue. Imperial's Militia Command Card was selected as a retinue for an Imperial's Militia Force Commander. In use like this manner is considered a retinue squad, and the Imperial's Militia Force Commander is referred to as the retinue squad's leader for the purposes of the special rule. The retinue squad does not use a forced organization slot and is considered part of the same unit and model as the leader. The retinue squad must be deployed with this model selected as its leader deployed as part of the unit, and the leader may not voluntarily lead the next squad. Okay, that's good. So I could take... So these guys are like free in terms of force org slot. Okay. They come with basically combat weapons, las pistol and las rifle essentially, frag and crack grenades and flak armor. They're support squads. They don't take up... They can't be like a mandatory choice or anything. And you can take quite a big unit of them. So yeah, okay, so they're not a command squad. Okay, interesting. So you take your force commander and then actually turn him into a viable big unit. You get loads of different weapons, but anyone can have a bolt gun. I'm not sure I'd bother. Depends. One militia, only one. So no matter how big the squad gets, you can only get like one thing. They don't do anything. What does the... I guess it would be nice to know what the Nuncio Vox does. Can chat tell me what the Nuncio Vox does? I imagine it spreads out leadership, which could be quite useful. Because you could have it with... Because what's going through my head is I could have it so that if I'm going down a sort of warrior elite vibe, then I'd want these guys for flavor purposes. Yeah. Nuncio Fox lets you reroll blast on anything they can see. Oh, okay. That's weird. Oh, wait. They see it. So, wait. Let me get something clear. They see the unit, and then the supporting Lehman Russ gets to reroll scatter. Not their one grenade launcher gets to reroll scatter. Because if it's their one grenade launcher gets to reroll scatter, it's a giant bag of shite. If it's... Because I'm not taking the grenade launcher. They act as artillery spotters. Oh, okay, now that's really good then. That's really good. Okay, I mean, that's really good. And then we get to the troops. So what I would probably do is... I would take a force... In my army, I'd take a force commander. I'd take some discipline cadres. I'd take a force commander, 2 discipline cadres, and a command cadre, for sure. And then I'd use the command cadre with the Nuncio Vox. That would be the main thing. I probably wouldn't make the command cadre like a mega big unit. I don't know. I'm not feeling like making it like a 20 strong unit. But I would basically make it like 10 strong, add the commander in, and then any points I'd had left over, I'd potentially add more guys in. Yeah. Or maybe I would just treat it as a big blob. Yeah, maybe. So, Imperialist Militia Infantry Squad. These are my basic bros. Now, I saw 80 points here, and I was terribly vexed for a moment. I was terribly vexed. But then I saw the fact that it comes at 4 points a dude. Okay. Interesting. They have special rules, strength, and numbers. When units composed of models, special troop selected as a troop choice, then up to 3 units selected to fill that troop choice. Oh my. That's a lot of people. Okay. That's a lot of people. But only one guy per squad can take anything of any... Can only take a plasma gun. Do you know what? I probably wouldn't. I feel quite strongly like if I was to run these motherfuckers, we're going back to the days of old where it's like my infantry are just running around with fucking las guns catching bullets, and my tanks are the ones doing the heavy lifting. Platoons are back, baby. Platoons are back. Platoons are back. That's kind of where my thinking is. I don't want to fuck about giving this guy a fucking plasma gun. He's a bag of shit. I don't want to give him that. I don't want to fucking spend fucking points on them. No, fuck all that noise. You guys, if I take you, you get you. If I take you, I might not even take them. The levy squads are probably where I'd go instead, man. Why? Because the levy squads are 2 points per fucking dude. You guys were like 4-point infantry is broken. I'm saying 2-point infantry is fucking broken. Right, let's just compare the two here. They've got the same leadership. They've got the same leadership. You don't care about the ballistic skill because they're not doing any damage anyway. The only problem is that if the unit fails a morale check, it doesn't fall back. It just fucking instantly explodes and dies. And they can be taken as a compulsory thing. They can be taken as a compulsory thing. What the fuck is a militia vexilla? I probably wouldn't take it. Yeah, so levies cannot score. Why? Where did it say? I'm going to presume that you're right, but you need line to score. Are these not line? I see. Interesting. Interesting. Unless kill objective. Yes. Okay. So levies are just meat. They're just pure meat. And I'm guessing there's still rules like take 25% casualties, take a morale test. So lose like 5 dudes and the unit just more than likely just fucking pops. Okay. That's probably not great. Okay. Imperialist Militia Grenadier Squad. 75 points. 6 points a dude. They come with carapace armor. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. Because that means bolters aren't just going to fucking hose me off. And I can take plasma guns. And a plasma pistol. Okay. I have to say, I do like the Grenadiers. Hang on, what do the Discipline Masters do again? It's only a reroll. It's only a fucking reroll. I suppose you could have Leadership 9 rerollable. Maybe. Let me check something. You could have it where they don't fucking run away at all, but not in shooting. Not in melee. No, so yeah, you can. So you get Leadership 9. Leadership 9 rerollable is not bad. So you'd get leadership 9 on a reroll. So what you do is you take a squad of 100 of these guys. You take a squad of 50. It costs you 100 points. You bang a single discipline master in there, 120 points. And they're on leadership 9 rerollable. And you don't give them anything else. Pray you don't fight Night Lords. Yeah. With Stubborn? Why would they have Stubborn? Still unsure. Is that from another provenance, potentially? Okay. So my thing, these are line. These are line. Okay. So my thinking is that most of the time you're gonna go for levies or grenadiers. You're gonna have a couple of big bricks of levies, and then probably the rest of the time you're gonna go down grenadiers, because I feel quite strongly like the Imperialist Militia Infantry Squad are a halfway house between the two, but don't do either job particularly well. If I want pure meat, I'll go levy. If I want quality, I'll go grenadiers. Okay. That's kind of what's going through my head anyway. That's kind of what's going through my head. Yeah, infantry is great in some provinces, but base sheet is bad, but in some provinces they punch up. Okay. Fire support squad. This is where the damage comes from. My only real... Ooh, that's a big fire support squads. What do they come with? Heavy stubber? Okay, that's kind of cool. I'd probably go more. The fact that you can have like 10 strong mortars is kind of wild. Oh, if they fall back for any reason, they all fucking die. Yeah, I'd avoid these like the fucking plague. Personally, I would avoid these like the fucking plague. The only sort of saving grace I can think of with a unit like this is you take a squad of them next to a brutal tyrant, and then he can just like punch them in the fucking face to keep them around, but nah. I only have so many heavy support slots. I ain't gonna waste it on one of these. Yeah, fuck that noise. I'm not interested in them. Reconnaissance, are they troops though? They are troops. Reconnaissance squad, 50 points, 10 points subdued. That's mad, starting off that expensive. And then it's only 5 points to add more guys though. So 75 points for a bigger squad. Infiltrate scout support squad, militia, light, melter bombs. You're gonna have long lads and sniper rifles. Okay. Yeah, it's a sniper squad. Do you want to be able to use rattling snipers in 30k? There you go. Light keyword is good, is it? Okay. I don't know enough about the game. I don't know enough about the game to know whether it's good or bad. I know that Scout and Infiltrate and Move to Cover are all pretty good abilities, generally speaking. The idea of being able to snipe people seems pretty decent. Although snipers were traditionally kind of shit pre-10th edition. I mean, could you infiltrate and then fucking yeet a melter bomb at something? Maybe. I don't know how the rules work. They seem okay, but I don't know enough about them to know whether they're truly good or not. Medicaid! Doc Ginger's here. Sick. So we've got Militia Medicaid. Let's have a look what the rules are. So So they do take up a force organization slot, but then they join a unit. Okay. Automedicus. All models with the infantry or cavalry unit types do not have a feel no pain 6+. Okay. Medicaid is just a 6-up feel no pain, right? For 40 points. I'm not going to fucking bother with that shit. I'm not going to fucking bother with that shit ever. I don't know why. I mean, like, I am not interested in a 6-up feel no pain on a unit that's probably going to fucking explode itself and die. Yeah. Big F in the chat. These motherfuckers, though, I am way more interested. Firstly, big movement. Big movement. They come with just basic close combat weapons, but you can power weapon, thunderhammer, a thunderhammer on the main guy. Yeah, awesome, amazing. What's that, like 5 thunderhammer attacks? I don't know, man. 5 thunderhammer attacks seems like a solid investment. Would I give them carapace armor? What does the boarding shield do? If the boarding shield is going to give me an invulnerable save, I'm probably going to sack off the carapace armor. I can see I can very, very, very clearly see my elite slots being taken up by militia, ogre, and brute squads. Yeah. The question is just, the question is just about what equipment I give them.
Forward, you dogs, to victory!
I'm kind of okay with them just running around. I'm kind of okay with just them running around with a fucking big ogre and boss. And I'm also kind of okay with them running around with just 1 close combat weapon and carapace armor as well. And you can get them as troops as well, although I'm not sure I'd want to do that. I'm not sure I want ogre and conscripts. I mean, I think it's good, but I'm not sure I'm not sure that's the direction I want my army to go in personally. Field guns! Hey, the fobs are back, baby! Holy shit, fobs that you can take 6 fobs in 1 unit. What the actual fuck? I love it. I'm not giving them carapace guns. Like, where's the indirect fire option? Where's the indirect fire? What was it? Yeah, the Calliope Mortar. Strength 5, AP 5, Heavy 1, Large Blast, Pinning Barrage, Shell Shock. That looks like a good choice. That looks like a good choice. Yeah, I'd take them. The Thunder Blast Cannon. Nah. Oh, wait, no, wait, it's Barrage? Maybe? Maybe. Barrage is indirect, right? Maybe. I guess it comes down to, do I want a 3-inch blast or a 5-inch blast? Right? Yeah. I'd probably stick with the Thunder Blast Cannon. Smaller blast, but potential to actually damage vehicles outside of Land Raiders with glances. And more, I'm able to wound Marines on 2s, right? Strength 7 versus T4, 2s. Small Blessed Horrible in Horus Heresy? Oh, okay. Well, I would just use my field ordnance batteries and then just say which weapon they all had. Small Blast really hits what you want. I suppose. I suppose indeed. What was where was that? Jesus, man. Oh, there you go. Was it heavy support? It was elites. It was elites. Okay. It was elites. Okay. I can see my army fielding lots of these in the elites, for sure. Imperial Arms Militia Arvus Transport. It's the Arvus Lighter. Nothing to really write home about. Cargo H Hauler. Very, very cool. It's a truck. And it's actually relatively well armored. Yeah. And 50 points. Dirt cheap. Dirt cheap. It is basically, do you want to run mechanized guard? You need to be running the cargo haulers. Yeah. It's literally just a truck. You could quite literally get a bunch of like Airfix army trucks and use those to represent these. I mean, you could use the proper Cargo 8 hauler model, I suppose, but that's, I don't know. I'd just rather get a large fucking army truck from your local hobby shop. Yeah. That's what I'd probably use. If I was just playing with friends, terrain is less like fucking dense and shit, isn't it? Yeah. I'd probably just get an army truck. That's probably what I'd do. If I had to put it on a base to make it the right width, I would do. Militia Cavalry Squad. Cool. Rough Riders. Probably more to it than that, but generally speaking, Rough Riders. Beastmasters. Hello. A Warbeat. What the fuck? We got Dark Elder up in here. Motherfucking Beastmasters. Okay. So you get 3 handlers to start, 7 handlers to go on with. All war beasts would be the same type. 10, 10, 15, 10. You've got a Mastiff, so a dog. A Felidae, I'm guessing a cat. A Cayman, I'm guessing a fucking crocodile. And a Raptor, I'm guessing a literal Velociraptor. Okay. The Cayman has a 5 but feel no pain. This is actually insane. This is actually insane, man. The Raptor has no save, but is fast. Fast in combat with lots of attacks. I mean, how fast is the Beast? The Beastmaster only can move 6, so speed is... Yeah. If all the Beastmasters die, then the Beasts keep like going forward, like trying to eat people. Hilarious. Well, the Raptors also seem to be like shrouded. I'm guessing like some sort of mad extra save or something. I feel like I'd go Caymans, right? Caymans, look at these fucking beasts. Stronger, tougher, more wounds. With a half decent save and a half decent feel no pain. I'm fucking team Croc all the way, man. Sentinel squadrons, do Sentinel things. Heavy flame, autocannon, missile launch, lads cannon, multi-melter. Even 30,000 years ago, they couldn't give him a fucking heavy bolter. Mechanized those, so generally very good. Bulky 5, which implies they can be transported in a cargo 8, maybe. Oh, interesting. They can board transports. How interesting. Hmm. 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 Curiouser and curiouser. We're finally here. The Thunderbolt, baby! Bad Rabbit, you can finally rise from the grave, man. You can finally rise from the grave. It's here, the Thunderbolt, man. Thunderbolt is a pattern of heavy fighting most commonly found in rare militia air wings. Famed for its reliability and ruggedness, many worlds boast small wings with these dependable and easy to maintain fighter craft, providing capability for ground attack and also performing vital area interdiction against enemy aircraft. It is kind of mad that the Imperium is still using the same designs 10,000 years later. It is fucking bonkers. Hey, it doesn't have the militia keyword. That's good, right? 4 autocannons, 2 lance cannons, and it may have 4 hull-mounted heavy crack rockets. I'm guessing they've got to be. I'm guessing they've got to be one use only. If not, that's quite good. Holy shit, are they one use only? 1 minute. Yes. Okay. That makes more sense then. I was like, ooh, shit. All right. Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's cool. Thunderbolts are cool. Are they fast attack? Yeah, I definitely get some of those. Out of all of my, 3 fast attack options, the Beastmasters are fun. The Cavalry is fun, but I feel like I'd probably be going Sentinels or Thunderbolts. Again, depends on what vibe I was going for. Imperial Militia, Rapier Battery. Cool, yeah, rapiers are rapiers, aren't they? Yeah, yeah, yeah. What do they start off with? Multi-laser battery, but then they can go up to some mad shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, rapiers are good. Yeah, very tough. Good save. They're a heavy support choice. So I'm definitely breezing past rapiers a little bit, but that's not because I don't think they're good. It's because I like my heavy support options to be tanks. Even if that's not the best option, that's what I like them to be. So Malkador heavy tanks. Fuck man, here they are. What did we end up with here? It's got reinforced. That's probably a good rule, right? Probably. It comes with a heavy bolter, battle cannon, heavy bolter, heavy bolter. It can exchange a battle cannon for a gravis las cannon or a vanquisher. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. I like vanquishers. I like vanquishers a lot. It can have an autocannon multi-laser heavy flame for free, or bang on a fucking demo cannon. Nice. You can swap out the heavy bolters for autocannons, multi-laser heavy flames for free, or go on to laser cannons. Got some pintle mounted shit there. Okay, yeah, it's just a big fucking tank, isn't it? 13, 13, 12. It's a Malkador, man. The most ever tank of the early decades of the Great Crusade and named after the regent of Terra Malkador, the Sigillite, the Malkador was largely consigned to second line service by the time of the outbreak of the Horus Heresy. Once a great many Imperial militias, even those... Hence, a great many Imperial militias, even those raised from most primitive cultures, are possessed of large reserves of this formidable engine of war. Although in some cases they are fielded by crucifixion in the ways machine that they might abandon them the moment they run out of fuel or ammunition. Yeah, Malgadors used to be the go-to tank. I don't really know why the Imperium went away from them. I don't really know why. Maybe the Leman Russ was just a bit better. I mean, the Leman Russ is slower. What the fuck? The Leman Russ is slower than the Malgador? Movement 14? Malgadors look good to me. Well, they come in the battle cannon. Yeah, Malgadors look good to me. Here we are. Here we are. The good old Leman Russ. Leman Russ battle tank was only just beginning to be issued to Imperialist militia forces at the outbreak of the Horus Heresy, albeit in its most basic pattern and form using a template that could be constructed on most worlds with basic industrialization. Here, the unseen hand of the Warmaster agents must surely have been at work, as it was so many other similar circumstances. It appears that militias that would later declare for Horus were given priority in the procurement of the Leman Russ, while those that could not be relied upon to take up arms against terror were starved of access to it. Nevertheless, Leman Russ tanks were deployed by Imperialist militias of both sides in the Galactic War, often in deliberate concentrations, being their optimum deployment with relatively unskilled support troops and inexperienced tank commanders. Their formidable main weapons providing support to the massed advance of their foot-slogging compatriots. It's a fucking Russ, boys. It does what Russes do. I guess it kind of comes down to what kind of... It's the Russ at the end of the day. It's great. I love it. You can't take sponsons on it, though. Can you? Battle cannon, hull mounted, pintle mounted. No sponsons. Damn. Wow, it's good to have got a shitload of these fucking heresy Russes now, isn't it? All right. Yeah. My instinct would be to go for Vanquisher cannons, but I guess it really... But then my ballistic skills kind of wank. So maybe Demolisher cannons would be good, but they're kind of spenny. Battle cannons are strength 8 with ordnance, right? So unless you're facing las cannons might be a good option. The reroll to hit. But yeah. No sponsons are out. Cosmic. Here's your sponsor. Yeah. Oh, look, now it's Horus Heresy compliant. Fucking hell, mate. Cosmic's like, I don't like change. HP guns are pretty solid. Yeah, they're pretty expensive as well. If I was going, it depends on what mood I'm in, I think. I've got all the weapon options. Heavy ordnance battery. Nice. What do we get? Earthshakers? Yeah, Earthshakers, man. Nice. Gorgons? Sick, man. Giant fucking mega transports. I'm down with that. It is the Bane Blade. Yes. And it's got third line. No. They could have given one unit, not third line, man. Oh. That's so cool. Is it just the Baneblade cannon? Yeah. It's the Baneblade cannon. There's no Shadow Sword, right? Yeah. No Shadow Sword. Boo! What the fuck is third line? Call of Duty third line means that any glancing hit is actually a penetrating hit, which means that someone, if they glance or pen your Baneblade, might one shot pop it in one go. I don't really know why they bothered to give it 9 hull points. Yeah. One, you can take the Marine Babe and have Ballistic Skill 4 without third line. Yeah, I could, but I'm not doing allies. Fuck that. Fuck allies, man. Okay, so we've got a couple of... So, it's... If I was to run militia army, if I was... to run a militia army, I think we all know what I'd do. Waves of infantry and Leman Russes. Now, I want to ask a question here. And I want an honest answer. Because I'm going to be doing it anyway. But I just want to mentally prepare. If I took waves of infantry, not necessarily ship munchers, I'm not talking just levies or anything. I'm talking just generally speaking. If I took, let's say even like the regular infantry squads, if I took waves of infantry backed up by lots of Leman Russes and artillery, if you guys think artillery is needed, I mean, I know terrain's a bit different in Heresy. It might not be as needed. But can I just, Control C, Control V infantry, Control C, Control V tanks? Because if I can, and I'm going to have a reasonable chance of not getting completely butt-fucked. I'm not expecting victory. I'm expecting to go down swinging. Maybe the occasional victory. Can I do it? Because I've got a lot of Leman Russes. I got a lot of love to give. I got a lot of Leman Russes to give. I got a lot of Malcadors to give. I got a lot of infantry to give. Artillery is pretty bad in Horus Heresy 2.0, but yes, you can just run infantry and tanks and have an okay time. Your infantry will get hosed, but buy you a shit ton of time. Yes. 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 Sound the drums of war. We march for Mordian. Cosmic, I could use Krieg. I could use anything, man. So, in summary, with Horus Heresy, consider me Heresy curious. It really does feel like there's so much flavor with the Imperial Militia. And it feels like there's some like potential there. Even if that potential is just to go down swinging. Because at the end of the day, this is a game that's 5 Marines, 4 Marines, 2 Marines, and all that kind of stuff. And really, I'm just going to be playing this little faction in the corner. But I would happily lose many a game just to try something out. And like I said, I'm curious about it. And if I win a game here and there, I'll be happy. But you can definitely consider me, for the first time ever, I really am curious in Heresy. And I saw these rules come out 2 years ago and I dismissed them. And it kind of goes to show that you know, how far 40k has moved on, how far it's evolved. I'm not saying it's better or worse, because I don't believe it is better or worse. I think 40k is a very different game to Heresy. But I think it goes to show how far that 40k has gone, that I'm looking back. When I looked at Heresy a couple of years ago, I was like, why the fuck would I bother playing this? When I've got the guard rules that do everything that I want, and not everything I want, but the guard rules that scratch these itches. And then I look at Heresy rules now, and I'm like, I'm looking on them with great fondness and to scratch an itch. So 40k and Heresy, I think the conclusion here is to say that they are now very, very, very distinctively different games, and I imagine that's probably what GW wanted, and that's okay. But I'm still going to be playing 40k for sure, absolutely no doubt about it. No one, I'll always be holding the line in the name of the Emperor. But at the same time, maybe I can hold the line in the name of the Emperor 10,000 years earlier, as well as doing it in 40k as well. My go-to plan at this stage is to. What's going through my head is I really like the look of the two provenances that I kind of like the look of. The one that gives me extra Lehman Russes, and I really like the one that gives me extra leadership. Yeah. I think being able to take a combination, and what's going through my head in terms of list is spend about half of my points just on spamming battle tanks. I have no idea if that'll be good or not, but to spend about half of my list spamming battle tanks, and then to spend the other half of my list, probably have a couple of units of shit munchers, like 50-man strong, just absolute shit muncher units, and then probably spend the rest on like grenadiers and stuff like that, and hopefully end up with an army that has lots of battle tanks doing the damage, got some ship munchers to eat some early bullets, and then have some semi-competent infantry behind. Yeah. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But but I don't know. I have no idea what to expect. Maybe all of my tanks get blown up. Maybe all of my infantry die. Maybe I play 1 or 2 games for Heresy, and I'm like, you know what? I like looking at the rules, but the game's just too unbalanced for me. That could very much be it. And I'm not expecting Heresy to be any sort of promised land. I'm not expecting Heresy to be the answer to all of the questions that I have with 40k at the moment, and I am fully expecting there to be some warts on this journey. Maybe we have warts in terms of gameplay. Maybe there's gun lines that just blow you off the table in a couple of turns, just like back in 6th and 7th edition. If that's the case, fair enough. Maybe the Heresy community is full of old grognards, and gotchas are an acceptable part of the ecosystem. That would definitely not appeal to me. But I'm gonna, at the very least, give it a go. I'm gonna give it a fair go as well. I'm not gonna play like one game, have one bad experience, and then sack it off. I'll play 3, 4, 5, 6 games. Maybe practice games. Maybe enter into one local RTT as it pops up, and then I'll give my honest opinion on it then. And I'll bring you guys on the journey that I'm going on with Militia. Maybe I get to the end of that journey, and I don't know what it may be. It'd be funny to maybe look back on this video in a few months' time. But I don't know what the journey could be. Maybe I get to the end of the journey and I go, you know what, guys, Heresy really is where it's at. Heresy really is where it's at. Or maybe I get to the end of the hobby journey and I go, you know what, that was a fun little palate cleanser, but that's not going to be my main game. And I might not touch it again. So that's kind of my thinking. That's kind of my thinking with it. I'm gonna run Militia. Might even, if I see that the game has got a lot of potential, but that its Militia are just too fucked to be any good, fair enough. I do have my Death Guard army as well, so I'll give it a fair go. both with militia, and then if I can see potential in the game, I'll try it with a bit of Death Guard. But for me, just being able to run what feels like a guard army, even if I get slaughtered, as long as I can feel it, that's what I'm here for. Heresy is going to be my vibe hammer. 40k is going to be my comp hammer, and Heresy I want it to be my vibe hammer. But like I said, if I get to the end of the journey and I'm not vibing with it, that's okay. That's okay. I just want to say a huge shout out, by the way, to Half in Stream, who has been very much a font of knowledge and has been really helping me, and to all of you guys in chat as well. So big thank you to you guys. One last comment from Half in Stream here. Element Glory, I could not recommend Horus Heresy tournaments, but also narrative events are ultra fun. Yeah, I'll probably look for some narrative events in my local area. You know, probably look for something like that. Or even if there's like one big narrative event that's happening, either there's like one big narrative event that's happening, I'll do that. But you know, the idea that I would have with this is to, my idea with Heresy really is to play. My idea with Heresy is probably to just play a few games against like Simon. To be honest, he plays Heresy. He has a Raven Guard army, so I would have no issue with playing against, you know, Simon, Chansey, other members of the community as well. Yeah, and then maybe we, you know, maybe I pick a look. Maybe if there's like a Horus Heresy event that, even if it's like a big one, just go to a Horus Heresy narrative event and sort of practice for, you know, a few months and see what happens. Or check out Heresy Hammer. They have a kind of UK event. Nice. I'll check it out. Check it out. But gentlemen, I want to say a huge thank you to all of you guys that have stuck with me this stream, because it's been kind of crazy. I thought I'd breeze to this in half an hour to an hour, and what's ended up happening is we've spent an entire stream going through Horus Heresy. And I'll say it once, I'll say it again. I never thought I'd do that. I never thought that Heresy would appeal to me in any way, shape, or form. But I'm looking at it right now, and it seems damn appealing. And it's the number one thing that I can say about this stream is that it has felt really fun, and it has been personally really interesting to marinate in the Imperialist militia and to marinate in Heresy for an entire stream. I've really, really enjoyed it. First time ever. Who knows? I'm square based. Maybe I'll become Heresy pilled. Maybe. Would you like to know more? If so, then please consider becoming a channel member or patron. By supporting the channel, not only will you be doing your part, but you'll also be helping me create more content for your viewing pleasure and unlocking a whole host of perks. You get everything from a badge next to your name, custom emojis, but the big one is access to the Mordian Glory Discord server, an online community with almost 2,500 active members. It's always popping off in the MG Discord. We've got channels for army lists, hobbying, tactics, stories, and even a pretty spicy meme section as well. For all you greenhorns that wanted to see the Mordian glory hole, today is your lucky day. And joking aside, I do want to say a massive thank you to all of the current channel members and patrons. You guys are amazing. Truly the lifeblood of the channel. I could not do Mordian Glory full time without the incredible and generous support of my members. So thank you guys so much. And last but certainly not least, I want to say a personal thank you to all of my top tier Patreons. These are the War Masters, the people who have truly gone above and beyond the call of duty. So a heartfelt thank you to Alex Dengal, Bon Vert, Lord Pryor, Mark Panconi, RJ Scorpion, Swordfish Trombone, Try Again Bragg, John Stubbs, Nick Walsh, Diesel Fox, and August Barney. Seriously guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Your support is incredible and it makes a huge difference. Thank you so much. That's all for now. Hope you've all enjoyed today's video, and of course, as always, see you guys next time.